Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Purple Lunar Rose Tarot and Astrology. Tonight, I'm going to be talking to you about the Lionsgate for 2026. I'm going to go all the way back into the history and the origins of the Lionsgate. So stick around and get that information. I'm also going to read for the collective. And then, of course, I will offer some free and paid mini readings at the end. Guys, please remember we are multi-streaming. So tonight we're live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and TikTok. Special live on TikTok if you want to see behind the scenes or if you want to hang out with me more intimately, right? You can do so over on that platform. All right, guys, I got my notes ready. Get comfortable, grab your water. We're going to jump right in. So much to talk about tonight. And then I think a very important collective reading tonight because I'm really excited to see how this energy is going to turn out for all of us. All right, so if you're watching over on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, then you'll be able to watch my video that I created. There is an 8-minute abundance list ritual on there. I do recommend that you screenshot that information and that you perform that ritual on the Lionsgate portal date of 8/8. All right, let me get my notes and let's get started. So I see we have a little bit of an issue over on YouTube. I hope that it works its way out. Vanessa, I see you over on Facebook. Welcome. Guys, if YouTube is giving you a sound issue, remember we're on several other platforms. You can join us over on Facebook, Twitch, or TikTok if you would like to see a more behind the scenes view. All right. Here we go, guys. So this summer, we're experiencing this very rare alignment. It's an ancient celestial secret, right? And it awakens between July 29th and August 12th, 2026. So those 2 dates, before I go any further, I want to jump into because I know I didn't put it in my notes and it's going to be super, super important. The reason that this particular Lionsgate is a little bit like more wow pow than other Lionsgate is going to be because one in numerology, the 2026 comes out to one, right? So this is like a new year, a new start, a clean slate, a portal. But also, you have so much astrology happening on the 29th, and then you have so much astrology happening at the closure of the portal on the 12th. That's really, I don't think ever happened before. I couldn't find anyone that had said it had happened before. So it's really, really interesting. You have the Aquarius full moon coming in on the 29th. And of course, you also have Saturn going retrograde on the 29th, right? You have the Jupiter Cazimi happening on the 29th as well. But August 12th, we also have the Leo new moon and eclipse season starts. So how interesting is that? All right, so let's keep going. This is definitely like true magic, and this energy is going to peak on the 8th. Of course, everyone says that the 8/8 portal is the actual date. I did slide in my notes the 5th through the 8th. I feel like some astrologers have been disagreeing on which days they think the portal is peaking on. Like some people are saying it peaks on the 8th because it's always peaked on the 8th. And some people are like, that's not really how it works. And it's more about like the placement of the earth and where we're at. And things have moved around, right? So it's like things are a little bit different than they have been before. So it's this energy of the 5th through the 8th seems to be like the very peak time for this particular Lionsgate portal. And it is an energy, if everybody's like, hey, okay, what's that mean? It's an energy where it means like the veil is thin, right? You know how on Halloween we're like, ooh, the veil is thin and we can talk to the spirits. It definitely is the same type of energy on 8-8 on the Lionsgate portal. But it's more of talking to the cosmos than it is talking to the spirits. Does that make sense? It's a moment where the universe like cracks open this hidden doorway and it pours this very luminous, untamed current that speeds up the language of our hearts. And what you're deeply whispering to the night is going to get caught up in this very um, it takes root like a lot faster, right? Like what you're dreaming about, what you're daydreaming, what you're praying for, what you're imagining, even just what you're imagining in your mind. It will take root, it will catch fire, it will grow very quickly. And that's why the Lionsgate portal is very like popular for manifestation. Again, this Lionsgate portal, because we have the numerology of the number one with 2026, the 881 year, it's very much different because you're starting a new cycle. You're starting a clean slate. It's a lot more than just regular manifestation. It's a very powerful moment in time and really a very powerful moment in your timeline. All right, so they call this energy the lion's gate, and it's not for the light that it brings, again, but for the courage that it demands, again, because you're bringing something that's been sleeping to the surface and you're awakening your own truths. And the cosmos are kind of leaning in and asking you, are you strong enough? Are you courageous enough to dream that dream into real life, right? All right, so here's what's really happening in the sky. Like, let's do a simple breakdown. For a few weeks, the sun is going to be sitting in Leo, and that sign is all about courage and being true to yourself, right? And you want to think of it like the sun is shining this bright light on your inner fire. It's reminding you that you're allowed to be bold right now. The second thing it's doing is you have the bright star that makes the morning cameo, right? Sirius. This is the brilliant star that we all see, and it starts showing up just before sunrise. It gets extra close to the earth and becomes visible in the early dawn light. And it very much feels like an old friend just peeking over the horizon to say, "Hi, I'm here," or "I'm back," right? The third thing that's happening with this Lionsgate portal, at the peak moment, of course, is they're all going to line up in a straight line. That's the whole purpose. That's the whole thing. And from where we stand on Earth, right, it's the sun and then Orion's belt and then the Sirius star. And if you're they say in Egypt, I've never been there, I've seen lots of pictures, but they say if you're down there looking at the Great Pyramid of what is it, Giza? I don't know how to say it. Then it's like directly above it, right? That's going to be really interesting, and I'm going to talk to you more about that alignment above that pyramid a little bit more in just a moment. All right. So when these three things happen together, it's not just about it being like a pretty sight. Many believe that that straight line acts like an open channel, a clear path for big ideas and sudden clarity. And deep shifts will come through a lot easier than usual at this time. Look at Sister joining us. Welcome. All right. So here's the simple version. The sun is going to equal your inner power, and it's being turned on with this Lionsgate portal. Sirius, that bright spark of inspiration that's like right out of reach, but very, very close, right? You've been thinking about it, dreaming about it, daydreaming, manifesting it, bringing it to fruition. So when it all lines up, that straight road between you and something bigger, it's a very big opportunity for you, like I said earlier, to bring in what you've been thinking about into fruition. All right, so let's get to the ancient part because this is the cool part. Jenna's with us. Yes, it is Jenna's birthday. Everybody, welcome. Happy birthday. Tell Jenna happy birthday. I seen your heart, me sister. Thank you. I love you so much. All right, so here's the cool part about this Lionsgate, right? So long before the pyramids ever even like scraped the the horizon, right? Before that had even happened, the Egyptians watched the stars, right? They didn't have like apps or almanacs, so they had like the dark, the stars, and they also had this river that very much held their lives, like the abundance or happiness of their lives. Oh, thank you so much, Jenna. But held like the abundance of their life in its power, right? Like this river had this power to either give them life or take it away, right? So every year at this very same secret moment, the brightest star in heaven, whom they called, I'm going to try to say this right, Sopti. It's spelled Sopdet. Sopti. It sounds like Sophie, but with a D. Hi, Erica. All right, so this is energy of the divine woman, and it would vanish for months and then reappear just before sunrise, like a lost queen returning to her throne. Sopti means sharp or the sharp one in ancient Egyptian, referring to the intense brightness and piercing light of the Ceres star. All right, the very same morning that this would happen, are you guys ready? The very same morning the Nile would begin to rise, and not just like a trickle, a slow, powerful swell that turned dry dust into black gold. The waters, they didn't destroy, they didn't flood, they gave nutrition, they soaked the land, woke the seeds up, they painted the valleys green with grain and fruit, right? So to the Egyptians, this was no coincidence. The Lionsgate was a promise, you see? So when Sirius became more than just a light, it became energy that represented wealth, rebirth, even royal luxury to the Egyptians. Not because they wished it so, because it proved itself year after year after year after year, faithful as breath, right? So the ancient memory still lingers in the Lion's Gate, and that same star still aligns with our sun today. And it does carry I just got goosebumps. It does carry the echo of those old wise eyes, reminding us that the universe has always been keeping time, keeping faith, and keeping its best gifts hidden just behind the dawn. All right, I'm going to give you four rituals that you can perform with this particular Lionsgate portal. Easy cheesy. You don't need wands or anything like that. Jenna, I hope you're having an amazing birthday. All right, so because the veil between the spiritual intentions and the physical reality is believed to be the thinnest during the peak, remember August 8th, I didn't mean to hit the camera, TikTok, sorry. All right, so scripting manifestations, that's going to be the first thing. Write out your wildest goals in present tense. Say things like, I'm so grateful now that I have my new home. Tap into high vibration energy of Leo, right? That's how you're going to pick it up. Heart chakra meditations as well. Sit quietly, especially at dawn, because that's when this energy is peaking. That's when Sirius is rising. Sirius. I don't feel like I'm saying that right, but that's when the star is rising. So focus your breath onto your chest to release old emotional baggage and clear blockages away. Also, Leo energy. Take bold action, right? Leo favors the brave. Use the August 8th portal to launch a project, send an important pitch, or step visibly into some type of leadership role, right? And then don't forget, guys, the new moon that comes in on the 12th is the Leo new moon. We'll talk more about that Leo new moon as it gets closer. All right, I do want to go over the 8 card spread that I'm offering tonight. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you for the gift so much. All right, here's the 8 card spread that I created specifically for this Lionsgate portal. I'm going to read for the collective first, but I want to go over this energy so you guys can get it in your mind and decide if you want to participate tonight. Again, free 8 cards, rapid fire reading tonight for the Lionsgate portal. All right, so the first card, I'm going to be looking at the spark because this is the current ignition point. What is already burning in your life right now? This is the scene that's already in motion. So this is going to give you confirmation of something that you just can't ignore. The second thing I'm going to look at is the chain. So this is what's limiting you. The outdated belief or maybe even a person that's teethering you to the old plot. You want to cut that cord in the first 5 minutes of the movie, right? The key is going to be the third card I pulled. That's going to be the instant unlock. This is your quick win action. You want to do it within the next 24 hours of the reading, right? And then I'm going to look at the serious download, the cosmic intel, the raw, unfiltered truth that the universe is beaming at your chakra right now. The next thing I'm going to look at is the montage move. This is the reoccurring action, what you need to repeat daily for the next 8 days. Think training sequence. Boring in the moment, but definitely epic in retrospect. All right, the next thing I'll look at is the plot twist, the unexpected ally, obstacle, or internal shift that flips the script midway. Expect the chaos, right? If you know what the obstacle is, it's not as difficult to hurdle over. The surge is going to be the next energy. That's the peak energy between the 5th and the 8th. Remember those dates, the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. This is where the portal's energy is culminating. So you want to mark the calendar on those days because this is when you're going to make your big move. All right, and the last card, the 8th free card that I'm giving out tonight is going to be the end credit scene, right? The 8-8 outcome. This is your manifested reality post portal. All right, guys, so that is the free reading that I'm offering tonight. If anybody is interested, please let me know in the chat. First, we are going to start with a collective. Don't do it. Don't. Oh, dang it. Collective reading. There we go. Erica says, long time no see. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Jenna says, I talked to my twin flame today and it was so awesome to hear from him. I absolutely love that, Jenna. What an amazing, amazing birthday present, right? I see you. I see you, Chrissy. Absolutely. I love that. Thank you for sharing with us, Jenna. All right, guys, remember, we're looking at Lionsgate portal energy. Lionsgate portal energy. I almost had to play 52 card pickup, except I think there's 58 cards in this particular set. All right, let's see. Analyzing the Lionsgate portal for personal growth. I love that. Free 8-card reading. I love that too. AI summary. Guys, I'm actually going to start with the collective first. All right, here we go. Let's look at the masculine energy first. Masculine energy first, please. Tapping into that Lionsgate portal. It peaks tomorrow. Oh, y'all, I should mention tomorrow is the 29th. Tomorrow is the Aquarius full moon. Tomorrow is Saturn retrograde. Tomorrow is the Jupiter Kazemi. Tomorrow, or Jupiter moving into Leo, or the Kazemi. I can't remember now. Oh, either way, right? All of that is tomorrow. And I decided to do the August monthly twin flame current energy update tomorrow night. So if you guys don't have any plans for your full moon on Wednesday nights, make sure to come back and hang out with me tomorrow, 8 o'clock Central Time. All right, here we go. Masculine energy first. We have the temple path. It's number 12. All right, so if I'm talking to the masculine energy, the number 12 is going to be significant to you. You've probably seen the number 12 recently, or you're going to see it very soon. It's going to give you confirmation in your mind, like, oh, Spirit was talking to me. Because I'm about to tell you something that I feel like you're going to take with a grain of salt. You're going to be like, I hear you, but I don't know if I believe you. You know what I mean? One, I just want to say I'm always right. I don't know how else to explain that. I know, I'm kind of joking. All right. The temple path is when you feel like you're going down the wrong path. It's the card that says, I'm lost. I don't think this is where I'm supposed to be. Everything's too hard for me. This is not what my life was supposed to be like. All of that, right? So when we see the temple path card, It actually, one, it shows the yin yang symbol as well. So that could be significant to someone. But it's your soul telling you, like, I have a path. There's something I wanted to learn in this lifetime. So this is the path that I wanted to take. So this is how we're getting to where we're going, right? Does that make sense? So for the masculine, things could feel like they're spinning in circles. Things could feel like they're stuck, even. Things could feel like you're lost in the dark type of energy, right? And spirit saying, your soul is saying, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. All right. That's one of my favorite cards in the Energy Oracle because it gives us such confirmation that, like, it's okay. You know what I mean? Especially when we've like detoured or caused like some type of delay. It's almost like we are down on ourselves. Like we're mean to ourselves and we're like, I can't believe I made this mistake, or I can't believe you know what I mean? And it's like, no, your soul had something that it wanted to learn, that something that it wanted to do down this path, right? All right, let's look at the feminine energy next. Feminine energy next. So we have strategy. Feminine, you're getting in trouble for not journaling. How many of you journal? Tell me in the chat. How many of you like honestly journal regularly, daily even? I will tell on myself. So I don't journal daily anymore. I used to, especially when I was doing the morning pages. I did those for so long. Do you guys remember the morning pages? Um, yeah, there's a book called The Artist's Way. If you guys haven't seen that yet or read that yet, check it out. But they suggest morning pages in that particular book, and it's one of the best like routines, habits you can get into, especially when you're coming out of like dark night of the soul, right? That's definitely a thing, I feel like. All right, so you need to journal more often. Spirit is saying to remind you what you felt like when you did journal. Vanessa says, I haven't journaled in forever. I have to at least twice a week when I'm getting ready for these lives, right? I have to script manifest at least twice a week when I'm doing these lives. Remember when we used to go live like we used to go like 3, 4, 5 times a week, right? And then I hit burnout. So now it's like two times a week is like where I can keep the level without, freaking out. Chrissy says, I used to daily, but now less frequent. Right. So much better when I do journal daily. Yes, absolutely. Okay. So because of everything that's happening in the world, right, we need a way to keep ourselves grounded. And I know that, going out and touching the tree is a way to be grounded, to ground yourself. But remember, we learned through the awakening that grounding is a lot more than just touching the grass, right? Like grounding is where you implement what you've learned through your awakening, through your spiritual awakening. So we learned how to journal at the beginning of our spiritual awakening, especially when we were, sorry, I'm having a hot flash. But when we were going through, dark night of the soul, when we were rising, ascending out of dark night of the soul. So it's like we learned to journal then, right? And I say that with confidence because I feel that was so weird. Thank you. My hot flash just broke. But anyway, uh, we learned to do that when at the beginning of our awakening, and it's like spirits asking us to go back to that because we were grounded in that moment. We were becoming more grounded as we were journaling, and it's going to help us stay grounded as we go through the energies of August, right? It's interesting, the feather pen. I gotta talk about it. So my bro-in-law, my sister is over helping us out on TikTok, guys. So if you guys have never met sister, she's hanging out over there on TikTok right now. Living in fantasy world is sister right over there. She helps me out and moderates from time to time over there. So when I'm talking about my brother-in-law, I call him my bro-in-law. I'm talking about sister's husband, right? Okay, so my bro-in-law was just telling me about this particular desk that he has. We have like a smoking area, in our home, and down there's this really cool old desk, and of course he told me what year it was made in, but heck, I couldn't tell you now. Like, I don't know, 1800s or something, right? But anyway, the desk is like it's made a certain way. It has these two little like cubbies on the side of the desk, and then it has like the middle part that you can like extend, you can like pull it out, and it's because you're supposed to put your paper on the middle part that you extend out, you know what I'm talking about? And then those little cubbies on the side, they would hold the ink and the quill pens. You know what I'm saying? So those old time desks. Who has that? Who else has? Somebody else is gonna have this desk. Why is it so important? But yeah, there's something about, okay, so it's gonna be like, get yourself an area. You're gonna need like a private area, a space where you feel um confident enough. I used to do my morning pages at my desk when I journal and I'm getting ready, like for lives or, like whatever we're fixing to do. I will come in here and I will sit at my desk and I will do all my writing and all my stuff like right here. Um, I do have to like cleanse my desk area from time to time, and I do have to like reorganize from time to time. So there could be something about that for the divine feminine. And look what I just noticed, y'all. The masculine and the feminine, the cards are 12 and 21. It's 1221. It's 1221. How freaking cool is that? Who was it that was telling me? Oh, it was Sherry. She can't be with us tonight. She might come in a little bit later on tonight. But she had to work, sadly. I know, right? Dang it, Twitch. Sister, anyway, you can go over to Twitch and give that bot a boot. Give the bot a boot over on Twitch. But anyway, Sherry was telling me that she's been seeing a lot of number synchronicities, but we all have, right? Like we've all been seeing all the numbers. So 1221 could again be significant to somebody. Chrissy says, I actually have an old wooden individual desk with an old lift up lid with an inkwell in it. See how cool, right? What are the odds? You know how many people there are on this planet? All right. So, Chrissy, I feel like we definitely just got some journaling spankings, right? All right. It's interesting because I recently found the artist's way. Like I recently, it's because I came to sisters, so I reset up my room and put everything where it goes. So like I recently found the book. Julia Cameron is the author of the book, but I feel like I've been through it so many times, and I've just tore it apart so many different ways, so many times. But the best part of the book is the morning pages. Especially if you feel stuck in that darkness, right? If you feel like you have that, or like that dark cloud following you, you know what I'm talking about? Like, all right, let's pull the bridging energy. So this is what we're all currently learning right now. Ooh, dang, we getting big spankings tonight. Financial constraints comes out. It's number 13, financial constraints. I almost felt the sting, back in the day when you would get the whoopings and you would get, like it would sting, you know what I mean? Like, ooh, anxiety is on the bottom. Here's why we're getting the whoopings. Okay, who's anxious about money right now? That's everybody. Everybody should be saying me. Quit lying. Don't pretend. Everybody on the planet right now, just quit fibbing. We're all, every single person. And this could be new. Like maybe last week you weren't focused on your finances, but this week you're like, oh shit, what is happening, right? Astrology is happening. I heard this thing that said millionaires don't use astrology, billionaires do. That's going to be factual, y'all. That is going to be factual. Vanessa says I need to win the lotto. Erica says me. Vanessa says me. Me too. Also, I'm panicking right now. I'm having to leave. I just got this job and I'm having to leave. And it's like, man, I kind of like the extra money. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really extra money, but it was because sister helps me. You know what I mean? And it was like, now I'm having to go back out there again. It's like, oh, I'm terrified. And did I save my monies? No, I went and got my nails done every week because it made me feel good. I know, right? Okay, first, let me tell you why everybody on the planet. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the mic. Let me tell you why everybody on the planet is dealing with money issues. And have you noticed? Okay, I don't know how to say this without just saying it. Dang it. Okay, help me out, spirit. Here, I'm just supposed to say it. Okay. Have you noticed that the people that do have the money, and I'm not talking about people that are on a budget, okay? If you're on a budget and you're trying to get from 1 week to the next, from 1 month to the next, from whatever, I ain't talking about you, okay? So don't get all offended. But have you noticed that the people that don't have to budget, that don't know what the word groceries mean, are falling? Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that the billionaires of the world are falling? Are the poor eating the rich? Is it actually happening? Did you guys see how my new favorite, he's married? It breaks my heart. If you happen to be a twin of Mom Donnie, please reach out to me. But anyway, on this personal note, the new mayor, Mom Donnie, in New York. Did you see how he taxed the rich? He actually didn't tax the rich of New York. He taxed the rich people that own property in New York but don't live in New York. He made them pay extra. And he cleared like a $12 billion deficit. Have you guys seen that? Did you know that? I mean, he's like literal proof that this can be done and we can fix things. Erica says, I got a gig in the Hamptons and they're the most difficult clients I've ever had. I started reading. There was a little neighborhood. I can't remember what it's called now. I want to say it was called Carriage Cove. I started reading for a couple ladies in one of the fancier neighborhoods of the town that I used to live in. And one, they were the most difficult clients. And two, they were the ones that tried to pay the least. Like there was always some excuse why they couldn't pay the full amount. But you get somebody on a budget will pay me my full charge of my, visit. It's like, what? And I'm coming to these people's homes. I'm like going out of my way, driving my car, going to their home because, they're older and it's more comfortable for them, whatever. The most difficult. the most. Okay, but anyway, the reason you don't have any money right now, and I know this, I'm going to sound so lulu la la right now, but I don't even care because I feel like you got to know knowledge is power. Is because money is a frequency, okay? And in order to align to that frequency, these people are doing things that are dark. That's about as simple as I can break that down. Um, and God is not going to allow us to align to that frequency. Does that make sense to you? So that's why everybody, well, I mean, except those people, right, are struggling financially. But what I can give you, the hope that I can give you is they're falling. They're falling. I mean, is there more work to be done? Is there more people that need to be arrested and buried under the prisons? Absolutely. But is it starting to happen? Yes. Yes, it is. Ask yourself, what did you go without? What are you going without? Notice how every time you think you're not going to make it to something, something happens and bam, it's like God saved the day. And I don't mean to say God, I'm not a religious person. It's a label, source, whatever you need to put there to make you comfortable. I like God. So, yes, we're all struggling financially right now. God is asking you, what is it that you actually need? And if you are working towards something, if you are working towards some type of financial goal, God's asking you, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Because the frequency is going to change. It's no longer going to go to the people that don't do much and get away with awful things. That frequency will change. That's the transition that we're going through right now as Pluto is in Aquarius, as Uranus has moved from that vicious 29 degrees of Taurus into Gemini. That's why everybody on this planet is dealing with money issues. I understand that, Erica. Absolutely. So the frequency is changing and they will continue to fall. I wouldn't say we're eating them. They probably taste bad. But you know what I mean. And money is changing in a way that I don't think we're going to use it like we did before. I think very soon, in the very near future, and I know that it's hard to make these promises, and people are like, Rosa, you can't. I don't have anything in my hand that I can show you and be like, this is going to happen, I promise you. I just have the astrology. I just follow the stars. And I've seen everything else come through. So I know this is going to come through as well. Pluto in Aquarius is much bigger than anything any of us have ever experienced before. And because it is, it's impacting everything else. But it's specifically impacting the darkness, the evil, the shadows. And the reason that is happening is because we are all awakening. And when we are all awakening, we are transmuting that darkness into light. So that's why you're seeing people fall. That's why you're seeing certain things being created right now, like AI. Is it being used for good things? Not always. Will it be used for good things in the future? Yes. Wait till you don't have to pay an electric bill anymore. Wait till things like water are free. We are like I expect to see that in my time, in my lifetime. You know what I mean? Katie, hello. We're there. The transition from the old world to the new world it's happening. This is it. It's happening right now. I watched a video over on TikTok right before I started this live. Well, not right before, but a few hours before, where this girl was, I don't know, she was probably 12, 13 years old, and her dad were out in this, like, it looked like their backyard, a big open field. And she was getting in her drone. She was getting in her Jetson mobile. You know what I'm talking about? You guys ever watch the Jetsons when you were little? It had the little spinner propellers, you know what I'm talking about? And she got in and she hovered around her backyard. And it's like the Jetsons time is here. It's here right now. It's happening right now. The next thing I'm going to say about the financial constraint card is going to be hard. But I'm at no point coming out here and being like, I'm better than you. I know more than you. Uh, None of that. None of that whatsoever. But the card itself says that you had food in the pantry and you kept coming and pulling food out of the pantry. And you pulled it out and you pulled it out and you pulled it out and you pulled it out, but you didn't replenish anything. And then something happens that's unexpected. And you go back to the pantry and it's bare. Spirit is asking you to fill your pantry. For some of you, that could be physical. That could be you need to do what you need to do to get more food in your home. For some of you, you're saving for something. And Spirit says things may come that surprise you, but don't give up on the thing that you're saving for. You don't stop. You continue moving forward. And for some of you, there's nothing you could have done. The planets have moved where they've moved, and whether you believe it or not, they do impact the energy on this planet. Some of you have been hard on yourselves because of your finances. And Spirit's telling me to tell you that there's nothing you could have done. But now, are you receiving the warning to plan ahead? Yes, absolutely. The masculine is being told to calm down. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. The feminine is being told, go back to your journaling. Go back to what keeps you calm and grounded. Go back to knowledge is power. The lesson that we're all learning, something big is coming. We've all known that. We've been watching it happen with our own eyes. Stop beating yourself up because finances are hard. I want to make one last comment here. One thing I notice about people that beat themselves up over their finances are people who live in poverty. They live in poverty. They don't stand the chance to begin with. When me and my husband, my ex-husband, were raising our children, uh, when the boys were little, we didn't make very much money. We had three boys, and if I worked part time. He always worked full time. And we had to pay rent and electric and water, and we had to buy groceries every week, and we had to pay for insurance because we didn't qualify for any type of benefits, right? They always say we made too much money, which I don't know how, because again, we lived in poverty. But my point is that we budgeted all of this stuff with very minimal amounts. I heard a saying one time that said, poor people are not bad with money. In fact, they're amazing with money. Because, for example, if you tried to give uh, a millionaire $20,000 for the year and say, here, you got to live and survive off of this, they wouldn't be able to do it, right? They would freak out, cry, and go home to their mom. That's what would happen. We all know it. You have to be so smart when you're financially constrained. The next thing I want to say about this isn't a forever. The frequency will change. It will transmute. We will turn it back to light. Money will become good again, right? But does that say 5,000 likes? That is so cool. I love y'all. But the point is, we're learning to do things differently. So many people are learning that it didn't matter how much they worked for the man, they stayed poor, right? It didn't matter. Like right now, I think it's funny that like I'm in Illinois and minimum wage here is $15 an hour. So I went and got this little job at a little gas station right down the road. It was so easy. And for $15 an hour, I was making decent money for my day, given my 8 hours. You know what I'm saying? And I thoroughly enjoyed it. And now I'm having to go back to Kentucky where minimum wage is still what, 7.25, I think it is. Like people are crazy. And so they go based, they pay you based on that 7.25. So it's like, you're lucky if somebody pays you $10 an hour to do anything. You know what I mean? Like that's good pay in Kentucky. And it's like that just blows my mind. Like the 15 isn't enough to like not live in poverty. 10 is like embarrassing, right? And 7.25 should be criminal. You know what I'm trying to say? Like it's just ridiculous. But here's what I'm going to say. Multiple streams of income. I feel like I said that already today. I was talking to somebody. I'm only talking to my brother-in-law. Multiple streams of income. So every month I get a check from YouTube. Every month and people ask me all the time, how much? I'm not telling you. That's my business. um, I'm not a billionaire, but every month I get a check from Facebook. Every month or every week, actually, we get paid from TikTok. I have journals that I've published. My dream journal, my guided dream journal. You can go on Amazon and you can purchase my journals. And they, like this one particular, you fill out. It helps you figure out your dreams. Um, that's passive income, by the way. Like I made that and I don't have to do anything else. And it just sells and I get a little check every month from Amazon that says you sold this many journals, right? I was telling sister, I think it's whenever I like advertise them and go, hey, you need a journal? Then the sales go up in it, right? When you can tell when I don't, because then the sales are like normal or whatever. The live streaming over on TikTok, they pay you just to go live. That's why I said everybody needs to just set their camera up and be like, hey, this is me, this is where I'm at. If you don't like, your wrinkles like me, if you don't like your crow's feet like me, if you don't like your double chin, you just hit that filter button like that and bam, you're beautiful. If you don't want to show yourself, you put your hands on the table with the cards like we do over on YouTube. Multiple streams of income. Make your own cups. Sell them at the flea market. Print t-shirts. Everybody likes sassy t-shirts. You know what I mean? I'm fixing to change my merch over on my website, and put like just sassy sayings on the t-shirts. I can't wait. It's going to be fun. But my point is, plan for it. Plan for it. Start thinking, how can I create another stream of income? Do I turn my camera on my phone and start live streaming? Do I have a skill that I can offer people? Do I read tarot? Do I understand astrology? Have I went through something that I can help other people with? Oh my God, the other day I watched a man on TikTok for, I would say, 2 hours, where he talked about, he was a schizophrenic. Schizophrenic? Is that schizophrenia? He has schizophrenia. I don't know if I'm saying that right, whatever. But the point is that he has this disorder, and he turns his camera on and he sits in front of it and he's like, hey, this is my daily life. These are the things that I have to deal with. These are the tips and things that I've learned to make my day easier or better. I watch another lady that has BPD, the bipolar disorder, and she gets on lives and she's like, hey, this is what the emotions I'm dealing with today. This is my new health routine that I've started to help me with my mental health. And you see what I'm trying to say here? Like, you don't have to be an artist. You don't have to paint. You don't have to be able to bend over backwards and touch your toes. Like, you can create multiple streams of income, um, by doing very minimal. Now, of course, the more you do, the more you get, right? Like, I started putting my face over on TikTok so that they would pay us. And right now they have that live incentive. So they pay you for like every 30 minutes that you're live. And it just keeps going up. It's like bam, bam, bam. I'm like, yeah, sign me up, right? I don't know what else to say. Everyone needs to be doing this. Everyone needs to be making their own money. The corporations will fall. We're seeing it happen. We've talked about it for years, I know, and we've kept waiting it for things to happen, but the things really are happening now. So it's like, now is the time. Now is when you should be creating your own journal, making your own t-shirts. You know what I'm saying? Finding your tribe. All right, let's start with the temple path. All right, so Five of Swords comes out. So I feel like that's confirmation. The masculine energy is feeling like, I'm lost, I'm stuck, I don't know where I'm at, but that's not really true. Your soul went down this path because there's something that you're going to learn down that path. It's going to make you stronger, braver, wiser. You know what I mean? All of those things. All right. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius coming out for the masculine. Let's look at the feminine energy, strategy. That feather pen, that quill pen came out, and it made me think of that desk that my brother-in-law was telling me the history about yesterday. And wouldn't you know, Chrissy over on TikTok has the same desk. Like, how awesome is that, right? All right, Two of Swords, same energy. I'm stuck. I don't know how to go. I don't know where to go. I don't know who's going to help me. All of those things. If I'm talking to the feminine energy, let's start writing things down. Let's get back to our journaling. Let's get back to what we know works, right? We know. The Waddle, hello, welcome. All right, financial constraints. Let's look at the bridging energy. So remember, we're talking about how everybody is dealing with money issues. Everybody. It's not just you. It's not just me. It's not just the Waddle. It's not just Katie, right? It's everybody. All right, what spirits say? We have Six of Wands. Six of Wands is a victory. I love this. It's a very specific victory. There's several victory cards in tarot, okay? But this particular victory card is a really, really specific one. Um, it talks about how this man has achieved all of these goals, and he goes riding into the town to share his achievements. And the people all celebrate his achievements. They all go to meet him and clap and celebrate and, like, yay, I'm so glad that, yada yada, that you have these achievements. Katie Tucker on YouTube, welcome. So it's like you're going to be noticed. You're going to get the recognition that you deserve. Like, that's the message I just heard. But when it falling on financial constraints, I was talking about how we need to find multiple forms of income. We need to create, oh, we have a new follower, welcome. But we need to create multiple forms of income. Like, everybody should be doing the social media, the live streaming. Everybody, if you like art, if you're artistic, you should be making t-shirts, you should be making cups. Those coffee cups right now are so popular, right? Like, everybody is buying those. But you need to create things that make your heart happy, that you're not going to burn out doing because you love doing it, right? Does that make sense to you? I'm telling you guys, this is what we got to do. This is what's happening right now. And I feel like the Six of Wands is Spirit saying you're going to be victorious. You got to have faith that Spirit's going to make sure you have everything you need. And we talked about that at the beginning of the live. Like, we're all seeing that, yes, money is going to the not so good people, right? But it's because, again, money is at a frequency, and that frequency is changing, and those people are falling. So it's going to be really important right now that we create a new frequency. We create a new way. And that new way is making your own business, creating your own money, putting all of that energy and effort and hours into your own company, into your own stuff, right? I'm telling y'all, that's going to be the new way. That's this Aquarian energy that we're all moving into. Again, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius coming out for the divine feminine. And then we have the fire signs coming out strongly for our bridging energy: Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. All right, I am going to pull. Let's do messages, because I am offering messages from your person tonight. So let's do those. And then I'll close it out with a guidance card. And then we'll get to those free and paid mini readings. All right, let's see what the masculine wants to say to the feminine. All right, I love you guys. Look at you guys all hitting the buttons over there. You're so cool. Thank you. All right, here we go. Masculine to the feminine. Stop asking for permission to take up space. Big confirmation of everything I just got done saying. Stop asking for permission to take up space. What can you create? What can you make? What can you do to create yourself another stream of income? Return to your feet. Return to now. So this energy from the divine masculine is like the divine masculine could feel you in this, like, floating away, and this energy of I'm not grounded, and this energy of I'm not sure what's happening. I'm feeling scared. I almost don't want to see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? It's giving that type of vibe. And the masculine is like, return to the present. Be here now. Definitely could do that through journaling. Katie says, giddy up, let's do it. All right, let's get one more message from the divine masculine. We have, this moment is the only altar you need. This moment is the only altar you need. Okay, so that's pretty significant, because I was talking about my desk and making sure that you have a safe space, divine feminine, especially when you're journaling, especially when you're writing. Do we need to be in the present? Yes, but do we? And I wouldn't necessarily say you need an altar. You just need a safe space, right? I used to call my safe space my safe room. All right, let's do 3 messages from the divine feminine to the divine masculine. All right. We have nothing real can be threatened. Nothing real can be threatened, from divine feminine to divine masculine. It's this energy of giving divine masculine some type of confidence boost, especially with divine masculine having the negative thinking with that Five of Swords, feeling like they're lost or not sure, or like they went down the wrong path or went down the wrong way, something like this. All right. And then we have, you are not behind, you are on your own map. Oh my God, that is the biggest confirmation. Remember, I said the temple path, it means that you feel lost, but Spirit saying you're exactly where you're supposed to be. So, right now, the masculine really has a lot of negative thinking in the headspace when it comes to some mistake that they feel they made. But it's not about making mistakes. It's about, I mean, could you have caused a delay? Yes, absolutely. But it's about the path that you're on. It's about learning something new. It's about taking a detour, right? It says you're not behind, you're on your own map. Let's get one more from Divine Feminine to Divine Masculine, and then I'll close it out with a Tree of Life guidance card. Even your rage is a form of love, protecting something. Ooh, that's going to be really, really specific for somebody. Even your rage is a form of love, protecting something. It's so interesting because I feel like I have felt that rage recently. Um, I have three boys. I feel like we hear a lot about the abuse that women go through in relationships. I feel like still in 2026, we don't talk enough about the abuse that men go through in relationships. And I think that's something that is happening right now. Like, we're seeing this fall of the patriarchy, or whatever they want to call it, and the rise of the matriarchy. And I get that. I really do. But I also know that we all have inner masculine and feminine energy. I also know that most of us struggle to balance that energy, and that's why we have all the problems that we have, or we learn all the lessons that we're learning. There are bad people out there that do bad things. How does that go? Hurt people hurt people. Like, that's it, right? Hurt people hurt people. But we are at the time where it is our responsibility to heal ourselves. We can't just go around bleeding on people and hurting other people and going, oh, it's because my parents sucked. It's because my mom didn't love me enough. That bullshit is over. It's done. Accountability really is the new trend. It is where we're headed. And I highly suggest that if you don't know what accountability is, you learn very quickly. And then you accept it and step into it. That's going to be the smoothest route. I've been feeling a lot of rage, or I've been having to transmute a lot of rage, because when my sons are hurt, there's something that happens, I guess, as a mom. I don't know. I don't control it. And I really try to, like, be fair and balance and, like, listen to both sides of people's things, you know what I mean? But when I make a point to someone and then they cry victim instead of having accountability, the anger that boils is just unreal when it comes to my children, my sons. In my spiritual awakening, I've learned to balance my inner masculine and feminine energies. I'm still learning. It's a daily thing, it never stops, right? I'm learning to handle triggers. I'm learning to not freak out every time somebody triggers me. We're all learning that in our awakening. That's how we balance those energies. But when it comes to my three boys, I I feel like I have no control. I feel like there's got to be something else I haven't learned because I just want to come after you with everything I got. So I think that we should stop screaming, follow the patriarchy, men suck, because women suck too. Because women suck too. We have the fallen card comes out and branches fallen on the bottom. All right. The fallen card is number 17. It's on page 53. 553 is a important number in my journey. Is my oldest son football number for my oldest son. All right, fallen. This is death and renewal. Acceptance, forbearance, grace, ritual, exposure of truths, tragedy, shock, misery, great loss, and bitterness. It says, you're on notice that a big cycle has ended or is ending, and a big new one is beginning. Tree of Life Fallen urges you to stand in strength. Often in life, something signals an end, perhaps even a drastic and momentous event. You are now in or may soon be part of the shift that seems to have altered the universe. What did I say about us transmuting the darkness into light? Again, whether you know you're doing it or not. Do not lose hope or faith in all that good life has to offer at this time. Forbearance and stealth will see you forbearance and stealth will see you through. What makes you strong is your ability to feel the impact and go with it. Grieve and allow sorrow to wash through you. What was mighty and tall has now come down, and enormous loss may feel overwhelming. But even in death, we welcome the new perspectives and stark clarity that we gain. When a great tree falls, it can be a sudden or unexpected. This is a time for us to mourn and feel the loss of what once was. Let your memories bring you the range of emotions that you may feel in your suffering. You may be moved to write poetry or record your feelings and thoughts in a journal or chant or sing. You may be moved to create art or begin a new project that you can pour your heart into. Grief heals over time, and through our creative will, new life emerges. All is not lost. Do you guys see how every time Spirit's guidance card wraps up everything that I said in the entire reading? That's what I said earlier when I said I'm not ever wrong. It's because I know that Spirit's with me, and Spirit's never wrong. It is natural to feel anger and bitterness over loss. Misery and tragedy of any kind deserve such a response. Yet anger can become a destructive force, only adding to the misery. Express feelings in the most constructive way possible, and be a part of the brave and wonderful new phase of life. At the same time, be careful not to idolize or over sentimentalize the past, even as you acknowledge the emotions that come with grief. The stages of grief include shock and denial, then anger, and lastly, acceptance. This is part of the process of rebirth for you and your awareness of self in relation to others and the world around you. Big changes have come, and when you face them with courage, you see that you are still standing, living, and capable of thriving. Do not allow explosive and unexpected change or the end of situations to disable you, certainly not for long. Recover and repair. clear up the pathways, or leap over the obstacles and walk on. Renewal is yours now. Tree of Life Fallen card is a sign that you possess a brave and resolute heart. All the good is coming. What a beautiful, beautiful message. All right, guys, that's going to be the collective reading. I hope it was helpful. I'm going to clean up really quickly and then we'll jump to those free and paid mini readings. All right, if anyone is looking for a private reading, make sure to check out my website. If you're watching over on TikTok, the link is in my bio, of course. I'm excited for what's to come. Is it going to be hard? Of course, life's hard. Nothing has ever been easy. Are we going to be better at it? Yes. Yes, we are. Knowledge is power. All right, guys. Tonight, I'm offering a very special rapid fire 8-card spread for the Lionsgate portal. I love all the confirmations. Thank you so much. So start telling me in the chat, what are you going to do? What is your thing? Are you going to start live streaming? Are you going to start doing social media? Are you going to start making the billionaires pay you like I do? Is that your new thing? Are you going to start reading tarot? Do you paint? Are you going to start live streaming yourself painting so you can teach others how? Do you plant flowers? Do you garden? Like, what is your thing? What is your next stream of income that you're going to create? I want to start seeing that. Let me see in the chat. All right, Vanessa is going to go first. Here's what we're doing, guys. So these are the live readings available tonight. Special Lionsgate 8 cards. Talking to Heaven. I do have, if anybody needs a mediumship reading, let me know. And then Message from Your Person. I'm also doing free tonight. I'm going to do more lives on my social media and do more haircuts again. I love that. All right. And then I do have a paid special, Bold Action. So here's what I'm going to say about the paid readings, guys. These are not for the faint. I offer twin flame current energy, and you can ask a question. And I have the Leo Bold Action that's needed. They're all $15. You send it to my PayPal or my Cash App. Again, links in bio, links in YouTube videos, all that stuff. Of course, the paid readings go first, right? They jump the free line. But here's what I'm going to say. Like, don't get it if you're going to cry. Don't get it if you're going to get mad at me because I tell you that you're doing some dumb shit and you're going to have to do something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't shoot the messenger is all I'm saying. Especially when it comes to twin flame readings. Like, I'm looking at your masculine and feminine energy. I don't care what Joe's doing down in Tulsa. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like that here. So I had somebody get ill with me about a reading and I got ill back. You know what I'm saying? All right. But tonight, what I would recommend, seriously, is the 8-card Lionsgate special. Where else are you going to get a free 8-card reading? It's not going to happen. All right, I'm going to start with Vanessa on Facebook first. I'm going to lay out all 8 cards first. I called this reading the Lionsgate Lightning Strike. The Lionsgate Lightning Strike. Katie says, I want to get rich, helping people get rich. Absolutely. That's how you're supposed to do it. Oh, thank you, Erica. All right, here we go, Vanessa. 8 cards. First one out is 10 of Wands, Page of Swords, 7 of Cups, and 4 of Swords. Justice card, first major arcana. Lovers, second major arcana. Ace of Pentacles might as well be a major arcana. And 3 of Swords, last card. All right. The first card I'm looking at is the ignition point. We have 10 of Wands. This is what's already happening right now in your life. This is going to give you confirmation so you can tell that I'm picking up on your energy. Cat Prince, you just keep commenting. What do they say? Spam that chat. I don't care. We're growing over here. We need that. And then I'll come and pick you. But sorry. Ooh, I got distracted. I'm going to get in trouble. Vanessa, 10 of Wands says burdens, heavy burdens, carrying other people's burdens. Right now, you could feel like you're carrying some heavy burdens. You want to be able to put them down. Every time I get this card, I remember that, again, not trying to get religious at all. It has nothing to do with religion. But I remember that verse that says, like, lay your burdens at his feet. You know what I'm talking about? So it's that energy. It's like you're ready to lay them down. So what's interesting here is I feel like where I'm sensing a little bit of shift in your energy is that before you were willing to carry those burdens. You were okay with it. You didn't mind carrying other people's burdens. It's almost like you felt helpful or useful or needed if you were carrying other people's burdens, right? But that's the energy that you're in now, is you're ready to lay those burdens down. All right, the next card I'm looking at is you're the outdated belief or person that's holding you down. We have Page of Swords. Page of Swords is someone who's new, young, immature, a watcher, a stalker, someone who watches but is afraid to say anything or communicate. It's also someone who wants to know more, but they struggle to find the information. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. All right, the third card is the instant unlock. So this is your quick win action. You want to do this today. 7 of Cups is here. 7 of Cups says that you have a very important choice to make. You're going to have to be very careful about which choice you make. Make sure that you look at your options clearly. The fourth card is the serious download. This is the cosmic intel. This is the raw, unfiltered truth that the universe is beaming at your crown chakra right now. 4 of Swords is a card of healing. So this is telling me that you need to take some downtime, that you need to take some you time. Maybe not necessarily downtime, but definitely you time. It's also a redirection. You're not used to putting this much time into yourself or into your own life or into your own journey. All right, the fifth card is going to be Lady Justice, Lady Libra. And it does say that a great injustice has been done. And now you're balancing those scales. So the reoccurring action, what you need to repair daily for the next 8 days. Think of like a training sequence, boring in the moment, but definitely going to give you strong results. I think it's staying balanced, staying emotionally balanced. There's something about your emotions controlling your physical health. So we want to keep the emotions balanced and calm so we can keep the physical health balanced and calm. All right, the Lovers is coming out for the 6th card. This is the plot twist. The hidden variable, of course, the lovers would come out here in this particular spot, right? But this is the unexpected ally, the unexpected ally. So your twin counterpart, the person who awakened you. All right, Ace of Pentacles is the surge. This is the peak energy from August 5th through the 8th. Make sure to mark that date on those dates on your calendar. This is where the portal energy is culminating. And it's when you're going to make your big move. Ace of Pentacles, starting brand new, a new offer. That could be what the move is, right? And then the end scene, the manifested reality post-portal, not the final ending, but the cliffhanger that's going to set up your next level of power is you're going to go through some massive healing. It's like you level up in some way when it comes to healing. Definitely could be like heart chakra activation as well. You could find yourself having more empathy and compassion and understanding for others, but you could also like know how to limit that energy better than you did before. Remember before you were over giving, and it's like now that's what you're healing. All right, I'm going to leave that right there. I hope that reading was helpful. All right, let's pick another one, guys. Let me know. Let me know in the chat. It's 8 cards free tonight. I am not going to tell you that I'm picking everybody. I may not be able to do that, but I'll pick as many as I can. You say which one you'd like, and I'll inform her. Oh, this is exciting for you. It is. Oh, she's talking to Free Spirit. It is. Erica says, I broke up with my on and off boyfriend of 3 years. Yes, that's been happening a lot to us, Erica. A lot. I told the ladies, the mod ladies, that thank you, Vanessa. Thank you. That this Mercury retrograde took me and whooped me like played me like I didn't know what it was and had never experienced one before. And I mean, from the first day of the retrograde to literally the last day when it went direct, it was like smack, smack, smack. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? So, but you see what I mean? Like, we're way too hard on ourselves. We're like, I was saying something to sister. I was like, I do these lives and I'm out here telling everybody about Mercury retrograde. And then I'm doing this silly stuff. But it's not silly, guys. Everything happens. There's a reason for everything. There's a lesson to be learned. Something's making you stronger, wiser, braver, smarter, all the things, right? All right, I'm looking over on TikTok. Is there anybody on TikTok? Because I'm about to go back to YouTube. YouTube looks like that's where it's at tonight. All right, let's go with Katie Tucker. Katie Tucker on YouTube. All right, rapid fire. We just got to lay them out there. Chrissy says, I feel you. It's been tough. Bam, bam, bam. Yes. Yes, it has. All right. Eight cards, Spirit. Katie Tucker. 1112. Interesting. All right, here we go. The World comes out right away. That is a big major arcana to have come out right out the gate. All right, we also have 7 of Pentacles. That slows it down real fast, doesn't it? Page of Pentacles and 7 of Swords. Ooh, Katie. All right, let's get the rest of them. The Moon, thank goodness. Queen of Cups, thank goodness. The Hierophant, I love that. and Two of Wands. Oh my goodness. And look at that Three of Swords on the bottom of the deck. We just seen that with Vanessa's reading. Okay, hold on because I'm having a hot flash. I don't know who took my hot flash away earlier. It just went like instantly. So if you're still here and can do that again, that would be awesome. Okay. I'm using this is my hot flash. It says, I'm a sage burning, crystal collecting, tarot reading, moon admiring kind of girl. My daughter-in-law got this for me, I think for like a Christmas or a birthday or something. I keep it on my desk. It is the perfect thing to use when you're having one of those spontaneous combustions. You know what I mean? Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. Rapid read. So the first thing I'm looking at is the spark. This is the energy that you're in right now. The world card is here. So it's telling me that big things are happening. Things are happening very quickly, very fast. There's something about a leadership role or power role as well with this world card. But also things are closing out. So it's like this could be saying that something needs to close out before you can actually, like, you may need to let something go. You could be trying to bring something, you know, how we get into lower vibrational energy, and it's like we need to raise our vibration in order to ascend, and it's like you're trying to bring somebody that has lower vibrational energy with you, but they're pulling you down more than you're pulling them up. Does that make sense to you? There's something about that happening, and there's something about like leadership or work. So like this could be happening like in a work situation or like somewhere where you're in charge. All right. Card number 2 is the chain. This is what's limiting you, the outdated belief or person that's tethering you. I think it's a belief because you got the 7 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles, if it's a person, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but I don't think so. I think it's your belief that something has to take a long time, or something will never come because it's taking a long time, or you'll never get something because it's taking too long. That's the belief system that we need to like release, let go. There is definitely something with divine timing in this reading coming out really strongly. All right, the key. This is the instant unlock. So this is your quick win action. You want to do this today. You have Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is a new offer, a baby step, a new uh, thing you look at, a new journey. It's going to have something to do with the masculine because the peacock is in this particular card. See how people said, like, is tarot different? Are the decks different? Are they, you know, do you learn just like one meaning? You can't learn just like one meaning because, sorry, heart flash. But because they're like this particular Page of Pentacles has this peacock, which peacocks represent masculine, and other pages of Pentacles may not have um that particular, you know, they may not have a peacock on it. You see what I'm saying? So it's like this has something to do with your masculine energy or a masculine around you, and maybe even a masculine position, because I'm getting this energy of like a role, a leader, something like this. All right, the 4th card has me a little nervous because this is the serious download. This is the cosmic intel, the raw, unfiltered truth. The universe is beaming at your crown chakra right now. Okay, so I know that sounds weird, but 7 of Swords it is deceit. It is like disbelief. Again, this page or 7 of Pentacles, like it's never going to happen for me. Something is keeping you from leveling up because 7 of Swords is also leveling up. And in this particular position, like the cosmic intel, the download, it would be something positive, right? It wouldn't be like something that's untrue. So it's like what's being sent to you right now is going to be some type of knowledge so that you can have more confidence in what is true. Does that make sense? All right, let's look at the reoccurring action. This is what you need to repeat daily for the next 8 days. We have the moon coming out. So the moon is about your emotions. You need to reflect on your emotions. This could be as simple as journaling, simple as journaling. All right, number 6 is the plot twist. So this is the hidden variable, Katie, that's coming in with this lightning Lionsgate portal. We have Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is a motherly energy, a nurturing energy. It does represent self-care. This could be about you just pouring into your own cup, you doing something for yourself, taking yourself out, buying something for yourself. This could be like a day at the spa, new clothes, something like this. It's definitely like pouring into yourself energy. And it's like, again, the hidden variable. It's something that's unexpected, the unexpected ally. So maybe your mom or a motherly figure comes and helps you like get through some type of obstacle. Maybe they show you how to self-help, self-care, self-heal. Maybe they take you to a spa, something like this. I'm not sure. The card number 7 is the surge. Remember, this is peak energy between the 5th and the 8th. You have the Hierophant coming out. So the Hierophant is spirit. So this is when you want to make your big move. It's almost like when you see spirit, and I'm also seeing in this particular card, I don't know if you can see it because I'm using that filter on TikTok, but you know what I'm seeing in my mind is the glass window of a church. What's the glass window of a church? It's like there's a name for it. The colored glass. That's, you know what I'm talking about? Like I'm seeing that. So maybe when you see that, that's like when you know it's the go time. Um, when you experience something spiritual, maybe that's when you know it's go time. If you go to church, maybe that's when you know it's go time, right? You see what I'm saying? When you hear spirit tell you, because, the Hierophant is spirit, it's very powerful, major arcana. The end credit scene, the 8-8 outcome, your manifested reality post portal. This is not the ending, but the cliffhanger that's going to set up your next level of power. You got Two of Wands. Two of Wands. Two of Wands says that you have a very, very important decision to make, and you're going to have to trust that you're going to make the right decision. Stained glass. That's it. Thank you, baby doll. But yes, you're going to have to make a very important decision. And you see the deer inside the two wands. The deer inside the two wands represents trust, faith. You have to have trust and faith that your soul is not leading you down a stray path, right? Like you're exactly where you're supposed to be. All right, so that's it. I'm going to leave it right there. I hope that reading was helpful. Thank you, Katie. She says, my guilt, my mom, the Queen of Cups. She said, I'm just getting old in the game. Hey, that's when you get, what do they call that energy? Crone energy. That's when you become the wise one, when you start like teaching others, or like you start, my hot flash finally broke. But like you start shining your light on the younger generation, you know what I mean? And it's like you start helping them go through. Thank you, Katie. Thank you. All right, guys, let's do a couple more. Let me know in the chat. It's Jenna's birthday. We're definitely doing Jenna. Let's do Jenna next. Everyone, say happy birthday to Jenna. I don't care where you're watching from. I'll tell her that you said happy birthday. Absolutely, I will. Oh, that's too cool. I totally did not know that you could even do that. I did. I did have Pinterest. Something happened, and I have to like redo something, connect my account. I'm not sure, but I'm working on it. Working on it. All right, guys, here we go. Jenna's reading Lionsgate, 8 cards. Sister says, happy birthday, Jenna. Chrissy says, happy birthday. Can't see that one. Baby doll says, happy birthday. Look at that, Jenna. Sending you all the birthday love. All right, let's pull 8 cards. We have the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Magician coming out. We have 6 of Cups coming out. Ooh, strong reunion energy. We have 3 of Cups coming out. Soul tribe, like minds, soul sisters. We have 10 of Swords, a completion to a painful life cycle. We have 4 of Cups coming out. We have 8 of Cups coming out. And we have the 8 of Swords. On the bottom, look at that 4 of Wands. That is so beautiful. Jenna, 4 of Wands, 1111, firm foundation, financial security. It's like Spirit saying you're protected. All right. Okay, let's look at the Knight of Pentacles first. The first thing I noticed about the Knight of Pentacles is all the animals. Actually, the thing I'm noticing in all the cards is all the animals. And this is a gilded tarot. There's not a lot of animals in the cards, but it's weird because it's like I'm just noticing them. They're sticking out. You could talk to animals. You could have like strong connection. It could be like spirit animal type of energy, Jenna, that's coming out. Give me just a moment. Okay. Nine of Pentacles, slow moving energy. So right now you could feel like things are going too slow. You could also feel like you work really hard towards something. Again, the animals. So there's a squirrel and a rabbit in this particular card. There's a cat and a butterfly on this particular card. There's birds on this one. It looks like ants and grasshoppers on this one. I'm not sure. It's really strong and it's just throwing me off. But anyway, it's like you feel like you have put a lot of work into something and something is taking a long time to come around, is kind of the energy that I'm getting there. And this is an outdated belief or person that could be teasing you, holding you down, or like an old plot that's keeping you in the past, right? And that something is taking too long, or that you've put too much time and energy into something, and maybe you feel like it's for no reason, but Spirit's like, no, there's a lot of purpose to this. All right, the next card I'm looking at is the chain. What's limiting you? The outdated belief or person. The spark is what's burning in your life right now. The chain is the outdated belief or person that's tethering you. We have the Magician. I'm sorry, there's something about the animals that's freaking slowing me down. Or I mean, it's like throwing me off. But the Magician is going to be manifestation. It's going to be the mind. It's Virgo energy. It's Mercury energy. It's the infinity sign as well. So something about your journey, maybe. I know you're on the twin flame journey. You just talked to us about talking to your counterpart today. I assume it was because it was your birthday, right? So did he call or message to say happy birthday? Um, so it's like you feel like something about this infinity is going too slow, and Spirit saying it's bigger than what you can imagine. It's bigger than what you can see. So it's a limiting belief that is holding you down, and it's the belief that nothing will ever happen with this person, or that they'll never show up, or that it's taking too long, or that it'll always be this way. All of that is limiting belief, and that's what's like holding you back. All right, this is going to be the key, the instant unlock, right? So do this today or like within the next 24 hours. And this is going to help you reroute your trajectory. I probably should have said that sooner. Hi, I see you, Sherry. But this is like rerouting your trajectory type of energy, okay? You have 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups is reunion. You already did it. You did it earlier. You told me at the beginning. She says the magician is my card. Oh, I can't look. I can't look at the chat. All right. Um, it's reunion. It's a gift. Give yourself a gift. Okay, Three of Cups is here for the serious download, cosmic intel, the raw, unfiltered truth the universe is beaming out your crown chakra. Three of Cups is like mind, soul tribe, celebrate. It's spirit telling you to celebrate. This is about celebration. That's what's happening here. Wow, this is amazing. All right, fifth card is the reoccurring action, what you need to repeat daily for the next 8 days to really lock the energy in. 10 of Swords. Ten of Swords is completion to a painful life cycle. Something's over for you, Jenna. Something's done. And it doesn't mean that, okay, let me say this easily, because it doesn't mean that it's like you've reached union. You could have reached internal union. This could be physical union, but it doesn't mean that you're never going to have any problems from now on. It doesn't mean that you're going to marry this person and live happily ever after. It just means that you've learned to balance your inner masculine and feminine, and they're working on balancing their inner masculine and feminine. And you both coincide your journeys with each other. You both relate your journeys to each other. He awakened me, she awakened me. You see what I'm saying? So that's the energy. That's kind of what I'm picking up. So it's like this energy has it's already happened. Like you've already ended something painful by having the reunion, by coming back together, by understanding that it is infinite, that it's infinite. It will go on forever and ever and ever and ever. All right, let's look at the plot twist. This is the hidden variable, the unexpected ally. You have 8 of Cups. Someone's walking away from something. Someone is finishing something up. Someone is upset. And it's a water sign. I'm getting like Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But it's like they're upset that they've put so much effort into something. And it's almost like an I told you so with this particular 8 of Cups. It's like someone's went back to do something when they knew they should have kept moving forward, but they kept going back instead. And it's like nothing ever became perfect for them. The grass was never greener on the other side. So it's like now this energy, and again, if this isn't a person, then I would look at the water signs on your chart, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. There's going to be an area in your life where you're like, you know what? I'm completely done with this. I'm not going to fall for it anymore. This is never going to be perfect. It is the way it is, right? That's kind of the energy that I'm getting there. Excuse me. So sorry. And that was supposed to be the 4 of Cups. I'm messing it all up. But that's still the energy that I'm getting there. All right. The portal's energy at the culmination. So remember, guys, it's supposed to be 8-8, but people say that it's the 5th through the 8th. The 5th through the 8th. I got to get it right. The unexpected ally is going to be someone that you manifested, someone you've brought in. And you did it through writing. Throat chakra. There's still something more that needs to be said. The surge, the 5th through the 8th, is the walking away from the thing that you know you've done everything you could and it is what it is. There's nothing else you can do. The end credit scene, the actual 8-8 manifestation, the reality post portal is 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords is breaking free from a self-restriction. I feel like this whole reading, you kept telling yourself that you couldn't have something. Maybe you told yourself twin flame wasn't true because, you know, the labels are just so, right? Maybe you told yourself that they possibly couldn't be experiencing what you're experiencing. And then they came and told you they were, right? Maybe you told yourself they were never going to come back and they did. Maybe you told yourself that you were crazy and no one else knows what's going on. And you've learned that that's not true. Like mind, soul tribe, soul family, right? It's like you've changed your belief system and you've done this by balancing your own inner masculine and feminine energies, and it's almost like you've called in physical union because of it. Because of it. All right, I'm going to leave that there. I hope that was helpful. That is, Jenna, I feel like I have sensed union in your journey. I'm burping right now, so confirmation. But I feel like I've been sensing union in your journey for a long time. And if you guys have been watching me for any amount of time, you know that like I'm not uh I don't come out here and I tell you that people are coming back or that you're going to live happily ever after with somebody. I'm definitely like the tough love reader. Like shit's getting real and this is what you have to do to get through it, right? Um but I feel like with Jenna I have sensed that for such a long time. But their energy is so different. Where his wounded masculine, which seemed much more healed than other wounded masculines. So it's almost like her counterpart was already someone who was spiritual, someone who was kind-hearted, someone who was loving and compassionate and had empathy. You see what I'm trying to say? Someone who like was already into like they understood they had a feminine energy as well. You see what I mean? A lot of us are not working with that type of counterpart energy. She says 100%. But it's like I feel like that's why you're moving into union now, because that particular person that you were working with like already had that sense to start with. Jason, welcome. You know what I mean? And it's like a lot of us are working with wounded masculines that don't have that sense of spirituality, that don't have that sense of compassion, that don't have the empathy. You know what I mean? So I think that that's why you could be moving into union as quickly as you are. Jason says, "Hey girls, how do you know it's only girls in here?" I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It is. It is. All right. So that was Jenna. Let's do Sherry over on let's do Chrissy. I see Chrissy, sister pinned Chrissy. Is Sherry still in there? I thought I seen Sherry say that she oh, he says I was talking to you and your sister. I thought I seen Sherry over there, said she wanted a reading. Yes, she's there. All right, let's do Chrissy's first. All right, Chrissy over on TikTok. Genesis Union is coming really soon. You can sense it, right? Like I feel it. It's there and it's physical. And if that's the case, then you're going to be my first. Like, unless I'm forgetting some, I mean, I could be. I just don't think I am. Like you're going to be my first person that I read for, worked through their journey, went through their healing, and reached physical union. Now, I've seen lots of people come into reunion. I've seen that happen where it's like for a short period of time. You know what I mean? But this feels much more bitter, right? All right, Chrissy, here we go. 8 cards. The Lionsgate lightning bolt. What's happening for your Lionsgate? We have King of Swords coming out, first card. Oh, that's that accountability. We have Knight of Cups coming out. Ooh. We have King of Cups coming out. We have accountability, the player, and my clue card for Divine Masculine. Like, what's happening? We have 6 of Wands, a victory. We have 3 of Swords. We have Queen of Swords. We have the High Priestess. So far, that's the only major arcana, but that's the one to have, right? And then we have the 5 of Cups. Ooh, at first I was like, what is happening? That is a hurtful card. It's alchemy. It's alchemy. You're alchemizing. That's beautiful. All right, here we go. Rapid fire. Ready? Okay. Lionsgate lightning strike for Chrissy. The spark your current energy right now is telling your truth, speaking your truth, standing up for yourself, taking action when it comes to accountability. You're not going to let anybody come to you and tell you anything about your past. You have made amends. You have done the things that you're supposed to do. That's the energy that you're in right now. All right, the chain is the next card I'm looking at. This is what's limiting you. This is the outdated belief or person that's tethering you to the past. You have Knight of Cups. It's a player. Yeah, it's a player. Knight of Cups is player, player, player energy. I don't know how to fill my cup, so I just take it around to all the other women so they can fill my cup for me. You know what I mean? It's that vibe. Um, so there's someone who you're constantly pouring in their cup. Um, I don't know, maybe you feel sorry for them. I have one of these in my life, and I feel sorry for him. So it's like when he comes a crying, nobody loves me. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, everybody loves you. You're a great guy, yada yada. I try to, like, you know what I'm saying? She says, yes, I know. Thank you. Let's move on. The key is going to be the instant unlock. This is your quick win action. Do this today or within the next 24 hours to reroute your trajectory. And you're going to see this and experience this. Ready? King of Cups is my clue card for divine masculine. But King of Cups in tarot says, take control of your emotions. He says, this is all of us. Yes, it is. That's why I do these. But thank you for noticing. But King of Cups is um, triggered, right? So when we're triggered, that's King of Cups in reverse. When we are stoic, when we're like, you can't trigger me, I'm not following for your like BS crap, that's King of Cups upside right? So the quick win action that you can start doing today is don't let people trigger you. Stay stoic. Keep that energy level. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to get me. I'm not going to feel sorry for your player ass crap. I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying? None of that. I hope that's not what he was talking about. That's all of us. That's not all of us. Many of us have learned how to replenish our own cup. All right, let's look at card number 4, the Sirius download. So this is the cosmic intel. This is the unfiltered truth that the universe is sending straight down to your crown chakra. And you got 6 of Wands. So 6 of Wands is a victory, notoriety, recognition. It could just be that you notice something. I meant how we overgive. You're so right. I'll stop being mean to you. All right. So I feel like you're going to notice something, and that's going to cause you to have some type of like victory, right? Um, it's going to cause you to like achieve something. I think it's just the staying calm, the not being triggered, right? I think that's kind of the energy that I'm getting. All right. The reoccurring action that you need to repeat for the next 8 days, which again could seem boring, but will be epic in the end, is going to be the Three of Swords. Three of Swords is healing. Three of Swords is you need to focus on what has hurt you or where you hurt. So it's almost like maybe, Chrissy, somebody hurt you, the counterpart energy, masculine energy, and maybe that's why you're so triggered now. Oh my God, that's why I was yelling at Jason. Did you see that just now? I'm so sorry. So it's like for the next 8 days, you need to catch yourself. You need to see where maybe you're projecting that hurt. You're bleeding on other people that maybe didn't cut you. That's going to be really serious. All right, let's look at card number 6, the plot twist. This is the unexpected ally. You got Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but someone who is, I probably done ran him out of here, didn't I? Oh, it's okay. It'll be okay. But Queen of Swords is someone who stands up for themselves. They're very straightforward in their communication. Sometimes people say they're very blunt in their communication. He says, I don't take offense. Oh, I love it. I love it. It's Chrissy's fault. I'm so sorry. I don't even know. But anyway, you could have someone that's on your side that's standing up for you and teaching you how to stand up for yourself. Or you could be becoming this Queen of Swords. You could be lowering your wall because I feel like the wall was up because somebody hurt you. You could be like lowering your wall because now you have the courage to be like, hey, I can see through people's shit now. I can spot it a mile away. I'm not going to be triggered and fall for their stuff. I don't need to keep myself closed up in this castle and away from everybody because of this one guy or this one thing that happened, right? Like that's kind of what I'm getting here. For you, the Lionsgate feels like a purge. It feels like you're breaking free, breaking chains. It feels like you're like freedom. Like I just felt this gust of wind. Like, yeah, you're getting out of something. All right. So the surge, the peak energy, remember the 5th through the 8th. She says, yes, it's myself. I love that. Okay. Where this portal energy is going to culminate, you got the only major arcana that you had for the whole thing. You got the high priestess. So that's going to be really specific because the high priestess is like the knowing power. She's the one that sits between the 3D and the 5D, right? She has access to the other side of the veil. She has the power at the tips of her finger, right? And then your outcome, your 8-8 outcome, your manifested reality was alchemy. So it's like your power, your connection, your knowledge of who you are and your connection to source will help you alchemize freedom with this Lionsgate portal. Man, Katie Tucker, 300 jewels, 200 jewels. I love that. Thank you so much. Himani says, I can't sleep. What should I do? Go to bed at the same time every day. Himani, self-discipline. Sorry, hot flash. Again, I know, right? Like, all right, that's going to be it, Chrissy. I hope that was helpful. All right, guys, I think I'm going to do one more. One more. Let's do last one. Who are we going to do? One more. Oh, yes, that's so much better. I don't know what I'm going to do for new work. I can't decide. I'm having to go back to Kentucky. I won't be living in the same town. I'll actually be in a different town. But which is nice because it's a new area, so there's more opportunities for me to find something that I want to do. But it's like I don't really want to work somewhere for minimum wage. I think I'm actually just going to dive into PLR and just pull up my pay. You know what I mean? Like get my pay for YouTube back up like where it was. Hi, will my relationship be peaceful? Will I get along with my partner? My name is Ellie. It's weird that you're asking me about a peaceful relationship. I seen the Queen of Wands and the Eight of Wands. So it's like things may not be very peaceful or they're happening very fast. Happening very fast. All right. Sherry says, pull me some cards. Yes. I'm so glad you were able to make it, Sherry. Katie says, you're the bestest. I love y'all. All right, let's do Sherry and we'll wrap it up. Last one. Guys, Lionsgate starts tomorrow. Tomorrow is the 29th. Tomorrow is Aquarius full moon. It's a very powerful full moon. I know I say that every time, but because of Pluto in Aquarius, it makes it even more powerful. Because of Uranus in Gemini, the money structuring changing makes it more powerful, right? Jason, you should have been here earlier when we were talking about money. But anyway, tomorrow, the 29th, you have the Aquarius full moon happening at the same time. The nodes are changing. You have it happening at the same time that Jupiter is having the Cazimi and Leo with the sun happening at the same time that Saturn is going retrograde. We're going to talk more about Saturn going retrograde. I'm hearing a lot of BS out there about Saturn retrograde and karma, and it's like that's not what it's about. But anyway, all of that is happening tomorrow. And then I decided, and it's also the opening of the Lionsgate, okay? And then I decided that I'm going to do the monthly twin flame energy reading tomorrow night. So if you happen to be home Wednesday night, tomorrow night for your Aquarius full moon, Saturn retrograde, Jupiter Cazimi, I mean, how often do these things happen like that much in one day, right? At the same time that the portal is opening? Probably never. Probably never. And then remember, it peaks the 5th through the 8th. You're going to hear a lot of people say that it's 8-8. That's beautiful. It's beautiful, but it's the 5th through the 8th. And you can learn that through the Egyptians. Remember at the beginning of the live, we talked about the origins of Lionsgate and the Egyptians and the Nile River, right? The 5th through the 8th. All right. And then it's going to close. The portal will close out on the 12th. On the 12th. That just so happens to be the Leo new moon. I'm telling you guys, this is the first time this has happened, to have this many transits, this many powerful transits happening on these portal dates. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. All right, here we go. Last reading of the night. Sherry, 8 cards. Lionsgate. Lightning bolt for Sherry. We have the Chariot. It's Cancer energy. This is Spirit giving us confirmation that we don't need to do anything to your chart. You are Cancer rising. Thank you, Spirit. All right. We also have that 3 of Hearts. I feel like it came out for almost every reading we did, right? Knight of Pentacles comes out as well. Queen of Wands comes out. We haven't seen that one tonight. All right. Let's see what else. We have 5 of Cups coming back out again. We have that Knight of Wands coming out. Look, I've lost a few pounds, y'all, and my rings won't fit properly. So I keep losing my rings. So I'm gonna have to get one of those things that you put on there. All right, let's do two more for Sherry. We have 3 of Pentacles coming out, and the King of Pentacles is your outcome. Bottom of the deck, you have King of Wands. King of Wands is get some courage. Get a lot of courage right now. All right, here we go. Ready? Rapid fire. Card number 1 is the Chariot. It was Cancer energy. Cherry's watching us over on TikTok. This is the what's in your energy right now. So right now, like I said, it's confirmation because me and Sherry have been working with her birth chart. Guys, if you don't know your time of your birth, you can still get an accurate chart, but it's very tedious. You literally have to move it around all the seconds, all the minutes, all the degrees until you get it to where you feel that that's the most you, right? We've been doing that with Sherry, trying to get her chart right to see if it is the way that we had picked. We picked early morning because that's normally what we pick. Sorry, my back is like something's itching. But like we picked early morning because that's when you pick it when you don't know like what the time of birth is, right? That way it gives you like the whole day of transits. Well, I think that we're just right. I think Spirit's just giving us confirmation. Cancer energy is water energy. It's very emotional. It's very nurturing. It's very emotional. Um, and I think right now the cancers of the world are dealing with a lot of self-doubt. They're questioning themselves due to high emotional levels. And I think spirit's asking you to stay calm but move quickly. That's what's happening to you right now. All right, this is what's limiting you, a belief or person that's tethering you to your past. You have 3 of swords coming out. 3 of swords is an old hurt, an old pain that needs to be healed. All right, the third card is the instant unlock. This is what you need to do today or within the next 24 hours to reroute the trajectory. You have Knight of Pentacles, Spirit saying you don't need to do anything. You need to keep on the path. Slow and steady wins the race. All right, the fourth card is the serious download, cosmic intel, the raw and filtered truth the universe is beaming to your crown chakra. You are powerful. You are having this awakening. You have abilities. You need to use those abilities. You have a means to make money. You can create something. You are smart. You are brave. You are courageous. I'm listing all the things that are Queen of Wands. You have imposter syndrome. You don't believe in yourself. You keep knocking yourself down. I'm not strong enough. I'm not brave enough. I'm not courageous enough. And Spirit saying, I created you. I made you. I put all of that in you. You are these things. Stop telling yourself that you can't do something. That's the download that you're receiving with this particular Lionsgate. All right, the next card is the reoccurring action. This is what you need to repeat daily for the next 8 days. So again, think of it as training. It may seem boring, but in the end, it'll be epic. You got the 5 of Cups. This is alchemy. Stop focusing on what you lost. Start focusing on what you gained out of the tough situation. Was it hard? Yes. Was it painful? Yes. Does that mean that you're going to sit in sorrow for the rest of your life? No, because there's something that you gained. It made you stronger, wiser, braver, smarter, something. And that's what you're taking with you where you're headed next. All right, now I'm going to look at the plot twist. This is the hidden variable, an unexpected ally, someone that helps you get over an obstacle. You got Knight of Wands. This is someone who's very courageous, fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. They move fast. They are not scared. They deliver messages. They travel to unknown lands. I don't know. I can't see anything else. The volcano in the back. They're very eruptive energy. All right. The surge is the 7th card. Remember, this is the peak energy from the 5th through the 8th. This is where the portal's energy culminates. So again, mark your calendar because this is where you're going to make your big move. 3 of Pentacles is here. You're going to do something on your own. You're going to be so courageous and do something on your own. But look what happens when you do it. But you're scared. You're so scared. The reason I know that is because it's 3 of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles in tarot is normally where you see the 3 people working together in the church. And it says, we have the same idea. Like, I respect your idea. You respect my idea. We're going to work together. We have the same goal. I'm using the Gilded Tarot. In the Gilded Tarot, there's no 3 people. It's just him by himself. He's persevering. He's doing the work. Someone's going to help you. Someone very fiery, feisty, not scared. But you're going to have to do the majority of something on your own. All right. King of Pentacles is the end credit scenes, the 8-8 outcome. This is your manifested reality post portal. Not the final ending, but the cliffhanger that sets up your next level of power. This is you stepping up to the plate. This is you taking responsibility. King of Cups is someone who takes care of himself. He lives in comfort. He doesn't go without. He takes powerful action. He is courageous. He sits on his throne. He knows who he is and what he's worth. That's where you're headed. All right. I'm going to leave it right there. I hope that reading was helpful. All right, guys, that's it. That's going to be our live for tonight. Thank you guys so much for coming in and hanging out with me. Everybody who participated, sent all the hearts, all the flowers over on YouTube, all the jewels. I love all the things. Thank you, everybody. Facebook, Twitch, TikTok. I love you guys. Thank you for all of your love and support. Sherry says, how powerful. Thank you, Rosa, for all you do. Oh, I love it. Thank you, guys. All right, don't forget, tomorrow night, I'm going to say it again because it's so powerful. Aquarius full moon. Saturn retrograde begins. Jupiter Kazemi is happening all on the same day. And at 8 p.m., I'm going to be right here. Hopefully, you're going to come back and join me. And we're going to read for the collective energy for the month of August. We're going to look at the masculine and feminine energies. I'll break down head, heart, and higher self for everybody. What is everybody thinking, feeling, and what is our higher self teaching us at this time? That's tomorrow night. Thursday night, I'm going to be looking at that first week of August, Lionsgate portal date, the 8/8 date for all 12 signs. That's Thursday night at 8 p.m. Make sure to come back and join us for all the things, guys. If you're new, make sure to follow, subscribe, join, all the stuff. Make sure your notification bells are hit to all so that it lets you know when I go live. But it's usually Tuesday, Thursdays, 8 p.m. Tomorrow night, we have the collective special. Make sure to come back and join me. I love you guys so very much. I'm always sending all of you abundant love and light on your journey. Have a good night, everybody. Katie Tucker says it's 11:11. Where is she at? I love it.